That's two thumbs. We got two thumbs. We're live. One, two, three, four. Whatever path you're on, when you're weak or you're strong, we welcome you. Whatever thing you choose, when you win or you lose, we welcome you. We've got to get the chance to be a smiling face. We've got to sit ourselves in a quiet place. We've got to live the truth that we're not alone. And we want to welcome you back home. Whatever crosses your mind when you spend all your time, we welcome you. Whatever you need to know, whichever way you can go, yeah, we welcome you. Hey. We've got to get the chance to be a smiling face. We've got to sit ourselves in a quiet place. We've got to live the truth that we're not alone. And we want to welcome you back home. We've got to live it. 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 Yeah, we've got to. Ooh. We've got to get the chance to be a smiling face. We've got to live in ourselves in a quiet place. We've got to live the truth that we're not alone. And we want to welcome you back home. Welcome home, Unity. Thank you. A song of ours called We Welcome You, to welcome you into church this morning. I'll take your time.
I forgot him.
I'm very comfortable up here alone, It's all So we want to wish you guys a happy Sunday morning, and thank you for tuning in online. Thank you for being here in person with us. As Nancy gets herself ready to roll here.
I forget that I'm platform assistant.
Oh, double duty.
Well, you have to be prepared. How's everybody? Good. Where is everybody else? In the parking lot? Taking the day off? What? Oh, yeah, the Strawberry Festival. Maybe we should go. All right, let's take this field trip on the road. All right, so I am playing platform assistant. Hey, Duncan, will you turn me down a bit? Please, I'm a little loud. I've been told that before. But, you don't want to be here in the church being loud, do we? No. All right, good morning. First, we want to welcome our Facebook audience, our audience here, as Elliot said, our congregants, our supporters, the people who continue to help us get exposure. Oh, and incoming, I want you to know we have very special guests here today. Royalty has arrived. We bow to our royal family. How about that? We're so happy to see you. Oh, no, come on. How about a real welcome? See? Where's your other half? Oh.
He's one of those people in the parking lot.
Okay, we're doing another entrance. Ta-da! Yay! Oh no, sorry, Reverend Allen, you do not get away with that number. We do not ignore you. How nice to see you guys. We are so happy. How lucky are we today to have both of them? I'm so excited. It's like I feel like I'm, back in the first day. It's awesome. It's just so awesome. We appreciate your energy being here. We need you. All right. Is there anybody who does not know Reverends Allen and Debbie Moss? Okay. Oh, Mary. Mary, these are our beloved reverends of, 20 years? What was the total number? 19. I was close. It's awesome. And it's just nice to have you. So in case what, Ellen? We're glad. And, we have a new thing going on. People think our service starts at 10:15. So we'll be seeing a lot of people. We've been thinking about changing to 10:15 because we noticed between 10:10 and 10:20 we have the biggest audience. And we're not going to tell anybody we're changing the start time. Okay, so because Dwight could not be here today, I am doing platform 2. So I'm going to do his part and Suzanne's part, and then I'll do mine. So we already welcomed our social media audience. If you've been watching the 40-day release and renew, can you please let us know? We're trying to get a handle on how many people are watching. Yes? Okay, good. Keep letting me know because today is 19, I think, right? Or today's 20? 20. So we'll put that message on later today. Anybody here for the first time? I didn't see anybody for the first time. All right, for those of you who have been here more than the first time, don't forget we have our T-shirts for sale. And every time you buy a T-shirt, you're helping us be able to give one away to our new folks. So thank you for that. Also, let's see, a couple of announcements. One, donations without dollars. Can we put that up first? All right, so, drum roll, Alvin. Okay, wake up, Alvin. Okay, so $35,000 raised for the spring. Yes. And I want you to know we contributed over $1,300 with everybody's help. So if you were participating in those surveys, thank you for doing them. We raised over $1,300. We will get the final list of our combined group's efforts, but thank you so much because out of $35,000, we made a pretty good dent. So that's wonderful. Elliot, your workshop, do you have a second date?
You know, I'm still selecting the second date. I
'Kay.
don't have one picked out for certain yet. So
Okay.
there's more to come on that. If you've talked to me and you didn't get into the first class, I'll have a date for you guys really soon. I kind of apologize. I've been sleeping on it a little bit. But there's not much else to say. We're looking forward to the workshop. Sounds like Michael may make an appearance. I'm going to twist his arm a little bit. See if he can help me out a little bit.
I was going to say, I'm assuming that's in the capacity of actually teaching, since you featured the song, a song you wrote, and we're singing one of yours in Elliot's songs today. Yeah, it will be. So if you have wanted to participate in this workshop and you didn't get a chance, just make sure you go online and sign up, because we do have a second group and enough to offer that.
Yeah, and you can just contact me through my email that's in the bulletin. Apparently, my email was incorrect on the website. That's been fixed. There was one person who was trying to get in touch with me through the address up there, so I apologize if you've tried to write me at that address, but it's been corrected. You can now find my correct address on the website, in our bulletin, and just contact me that way if you're interested in the workshop. That's how I'd like to take everyone's...
Does anybody think maybe Elliot did that on purpose so he wouldn't have to have extra people? I'm just asking, Elliot. No, we know better. You wouldn't have offered a second date and then purposely taken your email off, right? Do we have anybody with birthdays today or this week? This month? Well, we've been doing it weekly, so we don't miss anybody. Anybody have one this week? All right, no masks need to be handed out. Or you wouldn't tell me, one of the two. I do think, Melody, will you do me a favor? Will you take one of those masks and give it to Reverend Debbie back there? Because they have a granddaughter whose birthday is next week, if I remember correctly. Right? Is she 7? All right, will you do me a favor and give her one to give to Leonora? And Melody, they haven't seen you for a long time, since you were crawling over the pews. They didn't know you had grown legs. All right, we have our new board. Oh, first, daylight savings time. Don't forget, next week, okay? And also, our new board. Who is here that's on the new board? I see Janice, Sam. All right, if you guys could stand up, these are 2 of your new board members. And I don't see Gail, but we wanted to thank Gail for her service. And let's see, Joanne and Dwight, I think, are out of town. Cindy isn't here this morning. And Pat is continuing. I don't see Margaret. I think she's with her son today, right? All right, well, we want to thank our new board. We want to thank our past board, and we want to thank everybody who made things possible. And Gail was phenomenal. If we can put her slide up, please. Gail stepped in as alternate treasurer and did an excellent job of helping us out when we needed her, and so we want to make sure she knows she's appreciated. All right, I think that is everybody's announcement. I want us to start with our unity affirmation. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And today's daily word is world peace. And it says, celebrating diversity and affirming unity, I am a presence of peace in the world. The road to world peace begins with my open-hearted acceptance of those who are different than me. Our world is vast and diverse, and its people come from a wide variety of cultures and histories. The more I learn about those whose lives differ from mine, the more I can appreciate their perspectives and empathize with their struggles. When I make the decision to understand others, I discover that judgment fades in the light of compassion. Today, I sow peace through my acceptance and understanding. Peace in the world grows as I join my brothers and sisters in celebrating the glory of human diversity and affirming oneness in God. And from Isaiah 2, verse 4, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And with that said, Elliot, Michael, and Alvan are going to lead us in our first song. And I want to point out that this is a song written by both Michael and Elliot, which is pretty awesome. We keep getting treated so nicely with all these homegrown songs.
Yeah, well, we decided that since March is the date of our first songwriting workshop,
Aw.
since it's the start of spring at the end of the month, we're springing forward. We figured we'd just let these original songs of ours bloom. Will you stand and sing it with us? We're going to teach you guys this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you guys will pick this up no problem. It goes a little something like this. We walk upon the water. We walk upon the water now. We believe we can be free, free from the thoughts that would hold us down. Now we can change and rearrange. Hear Spirit's voice calling us from the sound. We walk upon the water. We walk upon the water, yeah, yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water, yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water now. It is clear, there's nothing to fear. Just step out in faith, and you'll know where you stand. Don't be afraid, grateful always. Pause and give thanks for the love through the land. We walk upon the water. Have you got it? Have you got it? We walk upon the water. Don't be afraid, no, no. We walk, just step out, walk upon the water. Just step out, yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water now, and give thanks for the love through the land. You can see it in everyone. Yes, you can. Hey, hey, we walk upon the water. Yeah, 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 yeah. We walk upon the water. Ooh, we walk upon the water. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We walk upon the water now. Thank you, guys. Is it all right with everyone if we do this song all month? Is that going to be okay? All right. It's funny, as a songwriter, you always have your doubts a little bit. Michael is very confident with our song. We all are very confident with that song, but I just don't want you guys to get tired of it, So we're going to learn it. We're going to learn it well this month, though.
Hello. Good morning. So we are starting our Unities group today. we have one Unitine down here, and she is thrilled. She did some incredible decorating in the Unitine's room. I've never seen someone decorate so quickly. So we need to get some more teens in here to hang out with Melody, or she's going to get all the fruit roll-ups and Rice Krispies that we got for the teens. And I don't think she has a problem with that. So for our younger kids lesson today, we are going to do the third week of Lent. We are talking about the intention of this lesson is to understand that we are all one with Spirit. No one is greater than anyone else. We are all special and unique. God is a part of each one of us. And for our older kids, we are talking about Harry Potter. Today's lesson is about uncovering the desires of your heart and not letting things of the past hold you back. Unity principle number 3. Human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. Everything in the manifest realm has its beginnings in thought. So we're going to work on that, Melody and I, and Piper, and we're going to have a good time. And if you see any teens out there that look like they want to come here, bring them next week. All right, you ready?
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'll clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Yeah, I'll clap along if you know what happiness means to you. And I'll clap along if you feel that that's what you ought to do. Woo-hoo.
Emma does a good job. Last week she had the kids write down what a negative word was and what the positive to that would be. And it was a really good lesson for them to walk through. I appreciate her thoughtfulness. So we have 3 good news stories today. I think you're going to like all 3, and I want to thank Bobby Lopez, who watches us on YouTube and sends these. So the first one is volunteers opening doors to help adults learn to read in Manatee County. So you may not know this, but 1 in 5 adults in Manatee County cannot read past the 5th grade level. And the Manatee Literacy Council wanted to do something to help. So they set up a program for 40 years now, and they have 40 volunteer tutors, and they continue to do what they can. One of the volunteers, Janine Abel, said, "It's a wonderful opportunity to contribute my skills and capabilities to help make the community a better place. While the classes are currently online because of COVID, it's become a way for Janine to create a closer bond with students. Their spouses say hello, the kids jump in, dogs stop by, and we see grandkids, and it's a lot of fun." The council's executive director, Michelle DeVoe, said it's the most amazing thing in the world to watch these people bloom when they are meeting their potential. Our second story is about a local counselor named Leslie Williams who decided to take some time and offer aid to the Salvation Army. He was sitting in his office one day. He's a board-certified Christian counselor, and he wanted to find a way to give back in this season. He said, "I know people are hurting, and I thought volunteering my services twice a week would be useful. What I hope I'm doing is giving people hope in recovering their lives, no matter how they got here, because nobody is here because of choice. Some are here because of force and how life has been during the virus." Salvation Army Area Commander Captain Andy Miller said, "When we have this type of connection from a counselor like Les who came alongside someone and encourages them to look at the whole perspective of their life, we're in another category of human well-being." Captain Miller relayed that since the start of the pandemic, they've seen a 300% increase in the number of calls at the shelter. And he said so many people need help in turning their lives around and finding new jobs. As long as they'll have me, he said, I'll stay. And this is a great story too. This is students at Oak Park Elementary just received new books because of ABC Action News having a collection and a program called If You Give a Child a Book. The donations they received brought in 1,000 new books for children. 400 students were able to get up on stage and actually get 3 new books each, and which is really awesome. And they had new book bags to take them home in. Many of the books were specifically selected to represent the diversity of the school. And the principal, Ashley Kokel, said, our students come from varying backgrounds and experiences. They face challenges that some of us as adults have never experienced. Some of the main characters in the books they receive face the same types of challenges that our students see. So this will be an opportunity for them to relate. Teachers said gaining an appreciation for reading at a young age will set you in a positive direction for life. Oak Park Elementary is expecting another shipment of books in May, thanks to this campaign, just in time for summer reading. So, if you have books that you'd like to donate, you may want to go up and look up the program through ABC Action News. Maybe we can get more books in the hands of these kids. And with that said, I'm going to let Elliot lead us into our meditation for today.
Let's sing together, Blessing to the World. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. Sing I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world, is a blessing to the world. It's a blessing to the world.
Each of us is a blessing to the world. So let's take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax our mind and our body. Get to where the only thing we can hear is the divine voice speaking to us. And as you await that inner wisdom, let these words just come into your heart, taking in what is right for you today. As a spiritual being, I have a divine purpose. Uncovering that purpose requires me to make an investment in developing my spiritual self in all its glory. I live in the awareness of a divine presence where I am free to explore my inner wisdom, the wisdom that guides my thoughts, my words, and my actions. Through this awareness, I am receptive to the gifts of spirit. And I recognize that this may be the best investment I make in life. As divine spirit within becomes more illuminated, I can see beyond situations that I find troubling and focus on the truth that I am one with the all-knowing, all-providing presence of God. And in doing so, I can fulfill my purpose on this earth. It is through inner wisdom that I can navigate each day with trust in knowing that the answers will always be revealed. With commitment and faith, I am able to experience my greatest good and shine my divine light on the world. Over time, my commitment will pay off, allowing me to uncover my highest truth, becoming my earthly best, and in doing so, helping me propel the world forward. Affirming that light within, I quietly receive the wisdom that awaits me now. What is mine to do becomes clear. Reaffirming that light within, reminding ourselves that the light of God shines brightly on my life. And with our hearts and minds centered in peace, we gently come back to this moment, open to hearing what is ours to learn today, growing together spiritually to lift the world up as one community. So today, our focus is on the meaning and value of ROI, the return on investment. And this time, we're going to look at this topic in terms of how it relates to our spirituality. But I want to first ask, how many of us check the balances on our investments weekly? Bank accounts, investments, raise your hand if you check weekly. Okay, how many people check daily? All right, the reason we do that, right, is because we want to make sure that what we've invested is there to support us when we need it. Isn't that the idea? We just want to make sure it's there when we need it, when we go to the grocery store, when we go to make purchases online. We want to be sure that the money is there. But in that same line of thought, I want to ask how many of us actually check the balance of our spiritual investment on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis? How often are we ensuring that what we've invested will be there to support us in times of struggle, times of decision making, those moments when we may be losing faith, the times when we think we don't know what the decisions are that we need to make? How often are we checking those spiritual investments? Now, it's interesting to me because as consumers, we're willing to spend countless hours researching every decision we make, big or little. Making a purchase for a new car, you're going to spend a lot of time researching, right? You're going to read reviews. You're going to look at consumer reports. We're going to check it all out. We're going to do the same thing when we go to buy a home. Pick the right neighborhood. Pick the right schools. Find what's the best investment for our dollar. And oddly enough, as we spend all these countless hours investing in these decisions, even ones as little as a new hairdryer, we don't take time to stop and say, how much have we put into the spiritual bank? How much time have we invested in our spiritual growth? How much effort are we putting forth in ensuring we will get the support we need when we don't have that same strength in moments where we're struggling? And while I think we would all agree that these two things are equally valuable, our financial investments and our spiritual investments, I don't believe we give them the same amount of time. And the question for us today is, do we view them as less important? Do we think our spiritual growth is less important? Is it just not popular enough? Does it always take last place? Do we think 1 hour a week, whether we're watching online or we're in person together, is enough? Do we think we're investing enough to support our lives? We all have value systems, and the return on our value comes from what we invest. And spirituality should be at the top of our list. That's what we're here for. That is the purpose of our existence. Aaron Lambert wrote an article in which he talked about the hardships that were brought on by COVID last year and the mental well-being of people in general during this past year. And in the article, he talks about the recent Gallup poll results in the Health and Healthcare Survey. It goes out every single year. And usually they ask Americans to rate their mental or emotional well-being as excellent, good, fair, or poor. And historically, the numbers have fallen between 81 and 89% for those who consider themselves excellent in terms of their mental well-being. But this past year, as you can probably imagine, the number dropped. And it dropped to 76% of people believing they were in excellent mental health or well-being. The survey also looked at the changes in the excellent rating between 2019 and 2020 according to demographic groups. They looked at gender, political party, religious service attendance, race, marital status, age, and household income. Every single demographic group saw a downward trend. Every single group saw a downward trend in mental health as excellent, except one group. Those who considered themselves religious and attended church. One group. out of all of those. This group had the highest excellent rating in the mental health category compared to all other subgroups. Now, Dr. Jim Langley was quoted in this article, and he shared his perspective about why this trend actually happened. And he said, it makes sense to me because in a godless world, we cannot make sense of suffering and struggling and challenges. But for those people who believe in God and have a sense of universal support, he said they can see the meaning and understand the value of growing themselves in times of struggle, the benefit of growing yourself in times of struggle. Dr. Langley went on to explain that he finds it interesting that the world rejects religion so much when the research shows that the biggest psychological protective factor that leads to happiness, peace, and increased mental health is religion, because it provides a built-in value system for people to hold on to support them, to help them along their journey. He said religious people are not looking for happiness. They are looking for fulfillment. Our relationship with family and friends is important. We all know that, and we all appreciate those relationships. But our relationship with God is the most important one. In her book, Lessons in Truth, Emily Cady tells the story of Simon trying to buy power from someone who demonstrated spiritual understanding. Because this person, Simon, didn't have that spiritual understanding. And she goes on to explain that understanding, it doesn't come from our intellect. It doesn't come from us reading books. It comes from an inner knowing, an inner guide, an inner wisdom. And she points out in the book that Jesus continued to teach this. It's the one thing Jesus preached over and over again, that the purpose of our existence was to develop a consciousness of God, to become people with that divine wisdom who shared that divine wisdom with each other, who were examples of divine wisdom as it led in this lifetime, who brought the meaning of acceptance, of love, of compassion. Jesus preached about the comforter within, and how knowing the comforter within and recognizing that that existed in our hearts was the kingdom of heaven. Now, while each of us has to find our own spiritual understanding, and there's no one path for anybody, right? We all have to come to our awareness. And we may not be able to go to the top of the mountain to get it. Or maybe that's what we have to do. But for everyone, it's something different. But the point is, if you are not investing, you absolutely will not get a return on your investment. So how do we do this? Let's put this in terms we can relate to. And the first step for us is to declare our desire. What is it we want for our spiritual growth? What is it we want for ourselves? If you were to purchase a new car, take up a new hobby, move across country, wouldn't you first declare it? I am going to do blank. That's the first step. I declare what I want to do. But what desire do you have for yourself growing spiritually? Is it happiness? Is it a healthier life? Is it a positive attitude? Is it empowerment, motivation? What is it you want? And what do you want depends on what you create a plan for, right? So step number 2 is our plan. We have to develop a plan. Just like if you were going on a trip or you were moving, you would have a plan in place. What are the steps you're going to need to take to reach that desire? Would it be meditation? Would it be prayer? Would it be a bike ride every day? Would it be a walk in nature? Is it silence? What is it? And number 3 is for us to make a commitment. You can have a great desire and you might have a wonderful plan, but if you don't commit the time necessary, how will you ever get there? So we have to be able to commit. And the commitment might be the number of days, the length of time every day. But there has to be something with it. The commitment has to drive the plan. Nothing is going to happen if we don't put the time and energy into it, right? And number 4 is to monitor the outcomes of our efforts, to track them, to document them, to make sure we know that they're working. So you can't just do this for 4 days and say, well, I didn't see any change, so I quit. You wouldn't do that if you were moving. You wouldn't do that if you were returning to school. You wouldn't do that if you were taking a vacation, would you? No, you would put the time in because your desire would be big enough. Is our desire big enough to invest that time? There's a wonderful analogy to help us understand this. I want to share it with you. I thought it was just so simple, and Jeffrey found it, and I thought it made great sense. It says, imagine there's a bank which credits your account every morning with $86,400 every single morning. I know, I see you smiling under your mask. But that money carries no balance day to day. What you don't use goes away. At the end of the day, zero balance. Now, most of us would probably draw that money out, right? Every day, knowing once we figured out it's going away, we'd want to draw it out. But what would you do? What would you do if you had that money and you knew you had 1 day to spend it? Well, every one of us has a similar bank. It's called time. And there are 86,400 seconds in a day. Every morning, it's there. All day long, we have it to use. We can use it any way we choose to. But at the end of the day, it's all gone. It's a reset. There's no going back. There's no drawing against tomorrow or against yesterday. But no one can decide how we use that 86,400 seconds but us. You know, the watching of television series went up last year because people were trapped at home. Became a popular thing to do. People had nowhere to go. Imagine if that same amount of time had been spent on spiritual growth. How might the world have changed? So let's share our takeaways. Duncan, if you would put those up. So maximizing the ROI for our spirituality requires us to, 1, affirm those desires, identify what we want, hold that vision. Number 2, to outline 3 means of investing in that desire through developing our plan. To monitor our plan closely. Don't let spirituality take last place. And to demonstrate our growth because we invested in our own self and our spirituality. Our affirmation today is, I commit to investing in my spiritual good. And our quote for today is from Alan Martin Osman, and it says, spiritual growth is the only investment that pays dividends over lifetimes. So let's just pause for a moment and reflect. We take this moment to reflect upon the need for us to identify our desire for our own spiritual well-being. To recognize that statistically, our investment will pay off, that we will be able to overcome challenges better than others because we invested in knowing that inner wisdom, and then can share that inner wisdom with others who might be struggling, and lift them up in their difficult times and help them find their way. We affirm our highest good coming forth from our investment. We see our higher purpose on this earth becoming clear. And we know that we will be fulfilled as a result. Our good manifests God's greater good. And we affirm that. Amen. If you are in need of personal prayer, we have a wonderful team of chaplains who are here to help you. And we have our phone, website, You Pray app, and our written requests. So please don't be alone in time of need. If there's anything we can do to help, we're all here to pray. And with that said, I am handing it over to you. One breath at a time. Karen Drucker, correct? And we definitely want to thank Elliot, Michael, and Alvon for being here today. I want to thank Michael back there, and Duncan, and David. Thank you for handling our T-shirts. And, of course, to my wonderful husband who does everything that I didn't mention.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where grace comes in. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where peace comes in. One step at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where peace comes in. One step at a time. That's when peace comes in. One breath at a time.
Thanks.
Very nice. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. All right, this is our opportunity for giving. And before we say our giving affirmation, I just want to say this. Thank you. Thank you for all the time and effort and caring you've been putting into this church. Vivian, I especially want to thank you and the team that continues to help, Norma, so many people who have helped us prepare for our big move and wonderful new opportunity. Our our time, our treasures, our gifts, they're working, and we thank you. So let's say our affirmation together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you, God. I am so blessed. And we have another song, and then we'll sing our peace song and pray us out. Thank you.
Yeah, and we did this one as a sing-along, but it's been at least a year. So, since Nancy was going to be using the metaphor this morning of return on investments, I thought it'd be fun to do this song from Unity artist Cliff Rubin. It goes a little something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that my good is here now. I am loved and supported in all I achieve. It doesn't matter why or how. I am grateful for everything I have received. I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being, fulfilling my destiny. I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being, fulfilling my destiny. I am rich. You guys remember 86,400? Is that what it was? That's what we got in the bank, baby. Every day. I know my purpose for living. I am sharing all the gifts everyone I meet. I prosper as I am giving. I am whole, I am happy, and I am complete. I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being, fulfilling my destiny. And I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being, fulfilling my destiny. And I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being, fulfilling my destiny. And I am rich beyond measure. I have more than my wildest dreams. Do you believe it? I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You're fulfilling your destiny. You are rich. Thank you. Thanks so much, everyone. And thank you to Reverend Nancy for a wonderful message this morning. And for all of you for contributing to the energy in this room. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see you guys. Thank you to Debbie and Alan Moss as well. I don't know how many haircuts I've had since I last saw you guys, but I don't know if you recognize me or not, but it's Elliot. Nice to see you guys. Someone's got the scorecard somewhere. And I believe it's that time we're going to stand and sing our peace song. Should we stand together and sing it? Let there be peace
peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator and family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together in saying the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, Sam. Two things I just want to say. One, Debbie and Alan, I just want to say thank you for the spiritual investment you made in me. I would not be standing up here today. They were the ones who convinced me to go to seminary and supported me the entire way. So I want to give gratitude to that. And I also want to say, I know everyone would like to speak to them, but let's be safe and protect them, because we want them to see us again. And so maybe we could meet them in the courtyard and make it safe and comfortable, if that's okay with you too. All right. Thank you again for being here, and God bless you all.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Like a hot air balloon, I can go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'll clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Because I clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Because I clap along if you feel it, that's what you ought to do. Here goes bad news, talking this and that. Yeah, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah, no offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Because I clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Yeah, yeah, and clap along if you feel it, but that's what you ought to do. Ooh, yeah, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Yeah, yeah, clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Yeah, yeah, just clap along if you know what happiness means to you. Yeah, yeah, Sam, clap along if you feel it, but that's what you ought to do. Ooh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
The Beatles
have a spot.